Hello, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to Real Reds Talk. This is your Brentford preview, our first away game of the season at the G-Tech Community Stadium. And yeah, coming straight off the back of a 2-1 loss against Brighton, unfortunately, at Old Trafford. So big pressure already on this game. Vitally important we get into a winning form before that Liverpool fixture. And joining me today to break down the preview, we have Mr. Dan United. How are you, sir?
Yeah, we're doing good. Feeling great with the Friday and game on tomorrow.
Yeah, looking forward to it myself. And a sweaty Sam is joining us as well. Are you sweating because of the game tomorrow or just because of the weather, Sam?
I
Or a
mean,
bit of both?
Sweating because he still thinks Brentford is starting.
yeah, like the game puts me in a cold sweat. The thought of the game, whereas the weather
Yeah.
is just making me sweat in general. So, but yeah, I'm good. How are you not sweating? You're in a sweatshirt. What is going on here?
Oh, I'm sweating.
So why are you wearing a
fully
sweatshirt?
sweating.
You absolute mental
It's
person.
not a sweat. It's a t-shirt.
All right.
Sweatshirt.
I thought it was a
T-shirt.
sweatshirt.
It's just long arm, stylish. You know how we do. That's how it is. So yeah, before we dive into this preview, guys, if you could subscribe to the channel and like the video, we'd be internally grateful. And the more support we get, the better the content we'll get. That is an absolute promise. I've just been delivered a nice glass of hooch with ice. So let me just. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. Refreshing. Yeah, it's the preview, guys. So you know what's coming up. Brain teaser. We always start the preview with a brain teaser. Sam's favourite segment of the show. People in the comments as well, get your thinking hats on. Lads on the show, let's dive into these questions. So, the Great Dane, Christian Eriksen, has played for both Brentford and Manchester United. The 16 to 17 season, he had his best return with Spurs in terms of goal involvements. So, I want to see who can get the closest of what you think he got in that season. So, goals and assists. Who wants to go first? Just take a wild guess, because to be fair, if I got asked this question, I probably won't get it bang on. To be honest, I probably might not even get it close. So, Eriksen's best season for Spurs. How many goals do you think he got, and how many assists?
I'd say total.
Do you want me to give you another? He had 36 games. He played 36 games.
I'd say total and goal involvements, goals and assists, 18 in total. I don't know what the split would be.
You're not far off. Not far off. Dan, do you want to give it a guess?
So I think it should be more than 20 if it is his best season. 20.
Okay. How many goals, how many assists do you think?
10 goals, 10 assists to be safe.
Not far, not far. So he got 8 goals and 15 assists in 36 games. He also broke a record as well, which was Nicholas Bentner's, held prior to this game. Do anyone know what record that is?
It's got to be a shit one.
Bear in mind, where's Bentner from?
Arsenal.
No, his nationality.
Oh, is he German?
From Denmark.
Oh, is he Danish?
Yeah,
I thought he was German.
Danish. Yeah. So he broke Bentner's record.
Most goals scored in the league.
Yeah.
Bentner's record can't have been that good. He was shite.
Oh, he broke it. Christian Eriksen broke it against West Ham, scoring his 33rd goal for Tottenham. So not a massive record, but he is the highest scoring Dane in the Premier League. One last question as well. He also got goal of the month in the 16 to 17 season. It's an absolute rocket. Does anyone know who that was against? Can you remember?
United.
No, it wasn't against United. It was against the top 4 club, though.
Liverpool.
Nope.
City.
The game is this weekend.
Oh, Arsenal.
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea.
Spurs versus Chelsea on Sunday, innit? Super Sunday. Watch that back if you get time after this. It's a fucking belter. Because I was looking at records before and I was like, what, has he broke any records? Came up with that goal of the month award that he won. Absolute peach of a goal. So I'm hoping for more of that tomorrow. So yeah, brain teaser finished. Let's take a look at the game tomorrow in depth. We play a Brentford team who drew to Leicester last weekend. They actually went 2 goals down and then brought it back with Ivan Toney. And I think it was De Silva as well who scored. We had 2 interesting clashes last season. I think we won, was it 3-0 at Old Trafford and 3-1 at Brentford as well, won it. I think Elanga scored at the one at Brentford and it was Rashford as well who got a goal. So, yeah, it's both of them, when you look at the score lines, you know, just with the eye, you think, oh, well, we beat them comfortably. But them actual games, Brentford had a lot of chances. I'm not sure if you remember that, but they just wasn't clinical at all.
Which one of those?
We took our chances.
One of those was like 2 halves, wasn't it? Like one half we were really good, and then the other half we were total utter shite.
Yeah.
So I remember that.
That was, well, but I think both games, I think the one at Brentford Stadium, the first half, they was all over us, didn't capitalise, and then we scored quite a few in the second half. And then the one at Old Trafford, we actually played, it was when we was in a bad run of form. but we just took our goals and then they didn't take their chances again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, two interesting clashes there. Bring it back to the present now, lads. In general, United are still showing old habits on the pitch. When we watched them against Brighton the other day, it was just absolutely awful. In terms of recruitment, who we've brought in, who we've lost since these games, we've obviously lost Lingard, Cavani, Pogba, Matic, Mata. Any others that I'm missing off the top of my head? Think that's it, just at the minute. And then we've brought in Lissandro, Malacio, and obviously Christian Eriksen as well from Brentford. Decent signings individually, but in terms of a collective, we haven't done enough in the right areas across the board to compete, in my personal opinion. Brentford have, of course, lost Eriksen to us, but they've brought in Damsgaard from Sampdoria, who had a great Euros, and I think he actually scored against England as well. I think it was a free kick, so quality player. They've done a like-for-like replacement in there, so they've still got virtually the same team, but now with like a year's experience in the Premier League as well. So they're going to be more than ready for this game. Dan, obviously the result on the weekend was a negative one. What do you think we need to improve on going into this game against Brentford tomorrow?
Yeah, the result was negative, but a reality check for Ten Hag and for everyone in the club, and also especially the reality check at the midfield, that we cannot go with this midfield, and the only thing they has to change is the midfield, and we all will be good for the next coming games. So I hope that Ten Hag might have not now seen that we cannot go on with McFred as midfielders. So yeah, some of the tweaks they can make in, and some of the positives also we can see in the last game. I think mostly two positives. One was Eriksen, like especially in the second half, we know that where he can be more dangerous, and also that the second positive is like we need Ronaldo to start the game. So these are the two positives, and I think the lineup will make all the difference in the game. So I hope that Ten Hag may select the lineup, and hope that lineup should not contain both Mifred. I can handle. I think we can handle it, keeping one of them and play
Fred.
Eriksen alongside him.
Fred, if you're going to keep
So
one
we
of
cannot
them.
get rid of both of them. So that will be like dreamland for us. But yeah, we will see one of them. So I hope that we don't start both of them.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you on that. And Sam, Brentford usually play with the back five, all last season they pretty much played with the back five. They actually set up with a 4-3-3 against Leicester, so it seems like Thomas Frank's trying a different formation there. What kind of threats do you think they'll pose tomorrow night?
He likes to, it's like you said last season, back five, so he liked to push forward with his full backs, like to play wide and stuff like that, and obviously then he relied on Eriksen quite heavily in that second half of the season. For the set pieces and the assists
Creativity.
and the creativity, the ability to play killer ball. Looks like he's changed up a bit this season because he's obviously lost Eriksen. He's not really brought anybody in that could do the same thing. Obviously, there's Damsgaard's come in, but it remains to be seen how good he will be.
Yeah.
But much like Brighton, Brentford are better than the sum of the parts. As a team, they're very good. They play well as a unit. They're well drilled, well coached. Individually, there's maybe two players where you go, they're really good, like Tony and maybe the goalkeeper. And you think they're very, very good. And then the rest of the team are kind of like average journeymen sort of players. But
Journeymen.
Yeah. Like no one's gonna remember half the Brentford team in like 5-10 years, are they? Like no one's gonna remember.
Brentford fans are not gonna like
I'm sorry, but like you're better than us at the minute. You're better coached than we are. You're better drilled than we are. You're performing better than we are. Like everything, you're scoring goals, which we can't fucking do. So yeah, they're better than us in every aspect at the minute. But expect a well-drilled team, expect a well-coached team. Tactically, it's going to be hard to break down. Players work hard for the shirt. They put everything in, unlike our players. So yeah, everything that we don't have, barring the ability, like the high ability that their players, the ability of our players is way better, but we're just not doing any of the other stuff that makes a team tick. And it's the old adage, in it, when talent doesn't work hard, hard work beats talent.
Exactly.
So
exactly
that's where we're at the minute.
Yeah, absolutely spot on that. And a question for both of you is, will we see any big changes tomorrow? And if so, who do you think bites the bullet? Who do you think Ten Hag's gone and said, you're not playing today, mate? No, not a chance.
I don't.
Who do you think?
I don't think any major drops happen, personally. They should, but but I don't think any drops
come on,
happen.
Sam, give us some positivity. Come on.
Malaysia, maybe. I could see Shaw not playing and Malaysia playing, but other than that, I can't see any changes. Maybe Ronaldo.
Do you think
maybe Ronaldo starts. Maybe.
Do you think it's going to be McFred again?
Yep.
Dan, do you think anyone gets dropped tomorrow? Any big names?
Not a big name, but McTominay will be dropped.
Sorry, yeah, not a big name, but anyone's shit basically in our squad.
That's just the entire team at this point, isn't it?
Yeah,
Anybody's shit. They're all shite.
Yeah.
Like I kept McTominay in my mind. Like I'll say that word, but then you asked big name, then I was totally lost. Like,
yeah.
Big name. So I think McTominay will be on the bench, and I think Eriksen will play a bit deeper role, because then I cannot take another McFred, and it will be like his career threatening.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? That performance done on Sunday was one of the worst midfield. Me and Sam was talking about it with yesterday. That was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a midfielder, honestly. Like, we've had combinations of Cleverley, Anderson, and they are still levels. Absolute
Jemba, Eric Jemba. Remember Eric
We've had fucking
Jemba?
John O'Shea playing centre mid before, and he looked better. Genuinely looks better. Like, can keep the ball better, tackles,
Phil Jones
reads the game.
Phil Jones looked better in defensive midfield.
Yeah. I've actually seen, I know we're going to get into our predicted lineups a little bit later on, but I've actually seen quite a few of them have Lissandro move into midfield and have Eriksen and Bruno. And then bring Varane in with Maguire. That's what I've seen. Whether it happens or not, I'm not entirely sure. But Sam's theory could work. Could work. You never know. Now, looking at Brentford, I know Sam spoke about him a little bit there. Usually I do like an opposition form where you go off the last 5 results, but obviously because it's been start of the season, they've only played 1 game against Leicester. They had a bit of a mixed pre-season and a mixed result to start the season off against Leicester. It was definitely punching above the weight last year. I think most of us can agree with that. They finished above the likes of Villa, Southampton, Everton, Leeds in the first official season in the Prem. 13th, not a bad finish at all. So it's clear that Thomas Frank has got, done a decent job and made him resilient. In terms of style of play, they like to play with a back 5. As we said last season, push the wing-backs up high, getting crosses into the box for Ivan Toney. In build-up, they rely on the midfielder Norgard to dictate play. I think he's, with an average of 70 touches per game, he's heavily involved more than anyone. So he is a key player for them. Their attackers are versatile as well. They can drop to feet or they can run in behind. Like, Ivan Toney's actually quick. He doesn't get given credit. Like, a lot of people just think he's kind of like a target man, but he can run him in behind. You've got Mberno as well, who plays next to him, who's a dangerous little player, who's relatively quick. So they're going to be causing problems throughout the game. And Ivan Toney was their top goal scorer last season with 12 goals and 5 assists. So he is their main man. Sam, just as you're swigging your drink, how impressed was you with Ivan Toney last season? And would you take him at United, considering who we're currently linked with at the moment?
I mean, if we could get him for a decent price, I think he's a great backup striker. I think he's a good option. A little different from, say, Anthony Martial. Like you said, running behind, good target man as well. It's very different to the way Anthony Martial plays. So, if we could get him for a cheap price, I think he'd be a decent backup striker. I wouldn't turn my nose up at that at all. He was very good last season. Him and Eriksen basically kept Brentford up. For lack of that, means they provided the quality in that team. I know you said Norgard and Mberno and stuff, but without that focus in Toney and without that pure creativity in Eriksen, I don't think they would have scored enough goals to stay up, especially in that sort of the second half of the season where they were starting to sink down the table, and then Eriksen came in January and sort of refreshed that team. So I'd take Toney any day, but if United went in for him, he's going to cost us 50, 60 million. It's not worth.
I'd say about 50 million.
Yeah, he's not worth 50 mil. So it is what it is. Like, it's just a shame because there's loads of really good sort of decent strikers out there, but when United come to town, it's just going to cost you twice what you want. So if it's going to cost you a shit ton of money, you might as well go in for the higher level quality strikers if it's going to cost you a shit ton of money. So
just a quick one as well. Murto was seen leaving Italy today with a Rabiot deal. probably with his nuts between his leg, and we've been stung. So be prepared for that, guys, with a Rabiot deal being activated soon.
Really don't
Probably
care.
220k wage, loads of daft shit going on with that. But Dan, sticking with strikers, I have to ask you about Cristiano Ronaldo. I know you love the man, and I imagine you're eager for him to start the game tomorrow. But do you think he'll be the first name on the team sheet tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he'll be the first name on the sheet, because in the last game as well, Erik ten Hag have tried with. We know that tomorrow also Martial is not available, so we don't have any other options, and this false nine thing will never work out in Manchester United team.
You hate that. Yeah.
Dad's favourite formation. That's how he plays his fantasy football team. He's got a false nine.
So Ten Hag might have learned that there is no other way just to start Ronaldo, whatever the problems, the issues that have been there in the past couple of weeks because of Ronaldo's disciplinary actions. So I think keeping apart all those things, we have to look at in the game, like what is best for the game. And I think Ronaldo starting should be would be the best part of the game. And he has shown that in the last game when he came on, the whole the style of play, the passing, the creativity, everything changed within a minute. The effect was so quick when he came on. So I think Ronaldo will be first on the list tomorrow, and he should be. Otherwise, I don't want to see a false sign again.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. It was terrible that. Because there's no focal point to hit, was there, in the box when you're watching the game? There's no one. They're putting crosses in, and just no one's there because Bruno naturally drifts out to the left-hand side. Eriksen was dropping deep to try to dictate play, so there was just a massive hole there. You bring Cristiano into that tomorrow. Hopefully, we can provide some service for him. Just on the game as a whole tomorrow, lads. I don't want to bring it down to kind of like a negative vibe, but if we lose tomorrow night, we'll probably be near the relegation zone, depending on other kind of results. And considering the game that's actually after Brentford against Liverpool, we are going to have to win this game tomorrow. Otherwise, if we're going into that Liverpool game with 2 losses against Brentford, Brighton, and we get smashed off Liverpool as well, that is the worst start, I think, to a United campaign I've ever seen. Sam, how negative is that going to be if we lose tomorrow day?
I mean,
the Liverpool game's a write-off, innit, at this point?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you saw the negativity that came out of the Brighton game, like we spoke about it, and you saw it online. Just times that by 2, basically. That's what you're going to get. You're just going to get mass hysteria on Twitter. You're going to get people calling for people to leave the club and get the fuck out. Obviously, I agree with all the people who talk about the Glazers getting out. I'd love to see that, but it sometimes goes a bit too far and they start calling for the manager's head and shit like that. And it's just like, it's not his fault. Like, he's not the one who's done this to the club.
Do we think as a collective, sorry to think you there, but do we think as a collective there's going to be a better performance tomorrow, genuinely? No. You think it'll be the exact same as Brighton?
It's going to be worse until it eventually gets better. Eventually we're going to get to a point where he starts getting his ideas and certain players start to believe. And maybe after January, he'll be able to get other players in, maybe after that. But these next couple of months, I'm warning you, are going to be brutal. It's going to be bad.
I thought, like, with pre-season, I don't know what you think about this, Dan. When I saw him in pre-season, I could see what he was trying to implement. I could see the wing-backs pushing on.
There's no pressure, though. It's pre-season. There's no pressure.
Yeah,
there's no pressure on it.
It just seems like every bit of pre-season that we worked on, all the good things that we saw, just completely went out the window.
It's like even we lost the preseason games and we drew one or two. So, but still, in that game, the passing was good, the movement was good, and the pressing was good. Yeah. So it's like Ragnick in his first game against Crystal Palace. We totally were on this thing like Ragnick will change the team, but in the very next game, the players have shown like what actually they are.
At least with the Ragnick game, they got 45 minutes out. They had a 45-minute manager bounce. With Ten Hag, they've not even had one. They had a pre-season bounce, and then you get to the actual Prem.
You got to think though, this is the same players from last season. They can't be trusted. Can't trust them. They're going to get similar performances. Yeah. The only people who played well was the 2 new players, Martinez and Eriksen. They were the only ones who played well in that game, that you could say, in a shitty performance. It's the same players from last season, so you've got to expect these kind of performances continue for at least a little while until Ten Hag gets through to some of them and you start playing well, or he gets rid of them. That's what it's got to be at this point.
Yeah, and we can never judge based upon preseason because the opponents will be playing it lightly and they will not be putting in tackles in. So
Yeah.
we can show our passes and all pressing and all. But when it comes to this real game, and Premier League is different league, and it is so physical. So I can see that even when our defenders gets the ball, you see the opponents just everyone running towards the defenders to and
Yeah.
pressing our team. But when it comes to Liverpool or City, you will not see that the opponents are pressing the defenders. So that fear factor has to be generated again, and that will be only generated when we start playing well. The passing, the pressing will be good, and the counter attacking will be good. And coming back to this tomorrow's game, I think more than the fans, Glazer will be fasting and praying that
Oh
they
God,
should
yeah.
win this game,
Yeah.
because with all the things which is being planned for Liverpool game, this anger of this Brentford game will add upon that one, and I
Yeah.
can't even imagine the anger for the fans. So
That stadium's going up in smoke. If we lose tomorrow and we're going into that Liverpool game with a protest, expect absolute fireworks.
Do you remember like when Murto, was it Murto? No, Arnold, when they came to his house and he took him to the pub, he got himself a break there. Fans were willing to be patient and go, right, cool, you spoke to us, we'll give you the time. And he's fucked it completely. He's totally fucked it. He had this period of grace where people were like, all right, let's see what he can do. And he's totally fucked it. It's like you had an opportunity. The fans gave you the opportunity and you totally like ruined it. So he can't blame anyone except himself at this point for why the fans are reacting this way.
I mean, Ten Hag got asked in his press conference before, he was like, are you agreeing with the recruitment? Do you think you're going to get all your targets by the window ends? And he, again, I don't know if it's lip service or not, but he was like, trust me, we're going to get our targets and we're going to get the right players in. And that's kind of how he answered the question.
What's he going to say? He can't do what Ragnick did because you saw what happened to Ragnick.
No, but I think the way Ten Hag is, I don't think he'd be like, we're definitely going to get this. We're definitely going to... I don't know. I don't think he'd say, oh, they're fucking up at the ball. Like, we need 10 players. No, of course not, but...
We need 10 players like Ragnick was saying.
We're looking at certain targets. Maybe we've not been able to get, you know, the top targets, but there's other players in that we've got in mind, etc. That kind of vibe. But again, the only way we're going to tell is by the end of the window, and then that'll be the definitive moment when we can look back and be like, because right now it's a 2 out of 10. I know you've got Eriksen in, Lissandro in, and Malacia, who are good signings. Don't get me wrong, but as I said, we need. You just said then is 2 players and who would play decent, and they were our new signings. So in that theory, we've got assign another 9 players into the team, so our full team's decent.
Also,
you know what I mean?
We've been talking about a midfield rebuild for God knows how long, and we've still not bought one. We've still not bought. We're in
middle coming in, Sam.
Oh yeah, can't wait for that. Middle of August, and we've not bought a midfielder. Like, what are we doing?
Absolutely crazy.
The season's we're 2 games into the season, and we've not bought a midfielder. What are we doing?
And the fear factor is all the managers think and feel that McFred is the answer at the moment. So that's
Can I ask a question before you go on to the next thing? That what do you think it is that keeps getting McFred picked? Because it's not the performances in games, because they're fucking shite. What are they doing? They must be doing absolute bits in training. Because I can't explain why they keep getting selected. I don't get it.
Honestly, out of the selected players that we've got, I think coaches look at them and think they're the most defensive-minded ones that we've got. Because we haven't got specialists in that area. Don't forget, we had Nemanja Matic last season, but he was so leggy, he couldn't cover the distance in a full game. And at times, it would hurt us because in transition, he was too... I remember that Newcastle game when St. Maximum, Almiron...
He walked past him. He walked past him, didn't he?
Yeah, they might as well have had a Zimmer frame because he just went straight past him. But I think they look at it and I think they're the only 2 midfielders who are robust enough to play that amount of games in a season. And energy, I like to use that word lightly because that's not what you want. You want energy from a midfielder.
But it's not effective though, is it? It's not effective.
It's not effective, but I think the reason why they don't play Donny as well is because, this is just my opinion, look, anyone's welcome to jump in on this. I don't think they see him as a 6 or an 8. I think they see him more as an attack. His best qualities are arriving in the box late, maybe being a box-to-box, but I don't think they see him as a defensive midfielder. And I think at times his defensive positioning is a little bit off. But so is McTominay's and Fred, so it's an argument to throw up there. Me, personally, I would start Donny van de Beek tomorrow with Fred and Eriksen, or move Lissandro in there just as cover and then put Varane at centre-back. But I think it's just the robustness and the physicality levels. That's why I think they play him there.
The thing is, I think before Ragnick, I'm not sure what the manager's ideation was towards McFred, but when it comes to Ragnick and Ten Hag, they both like to press a lot. So they like to play the pressing game. So if you see the existing midfielders, so when you see who can run around a lot and give the full energy till the last minute, I think on that part you can give McFred the credit of that energy which you mentioned about the energy thing. But still, about coming back to Donny van de Beek, that's also one of the concern why we think, or the people think, that he's the backup for Bruno Fernandes, or a player who only can play on the attacking midfielder side. But when you see that whatever the games he has been given chances, and whenever he was he has been tried in almost, I think, every areas of the midfield, and he was more effective when he played that box to box role alongside Matic whenever he has played. So I'm still not convinced why we are still thinking Donny van de Beek as an attacking midfielder when he can do a better job than McTominay.
The thing for me is, I don't see a world where you could play a midfield of Donny, Eriksen, and Bruno. I don't think it's defensive minded enough, and I don't think you've got enough legs. Yeah, I don't think you've got enough legs in that midfield to cover ground. That's just my personal opinion. But I would start Donny van de Beek tomorrow. I would, and see how he gets on. Put Fred, Donny, Eriksen, and then Bruno off the left.
I'd do Eriksen, Donny, and Garner. That's what I would pick.
It's a tough game to throw Garner in though.
Like, but how can he can't be any worse. He can't be any worse, can he?
Where's the evidence? Because we haven't seen him play in the Prem.
But he can't be. Tell me, is he going to be worse than McTominay's performance from last week? Are you saying, honestly, God, there's no way. He'd have to just like lie down on the floor and do fuck all for the game to be worse than McTominay. So I don't see the harm in doing it. But if we play McTominay, we're going to lose. So we might as well play Garner, and we may lose, or we might do something else. But if you play McTominay, we're going to lose.
I suppose there's only one way to find out, innit? We'll see the team line up tomorrow and see what he goes with. It's going to be very interesting. Time for some quick fire round questions, lads. Will Ivan Toney score tomorrow? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Will Ronaldo start?
Yeah.
Double yes.
Double yes, okay. How many big changes will we see, if you were to put a number on it, out of the team tomorrow from the team that played at Brighton? You think one?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think three.
Three.
Oh, wait, no, two, because Ronaldo starts. Because Ronaldo didn't start last game, did he? So, two.
Do you think Ronaldo and Malacia, did you say as well? You think will start? What about yourself, Dan? You think a midfield? Change the midfield?
Ronaldo and Malacia, and the third one, I think Eriksen will start in the midfield. I don't think McFred will start again tomorrow.
Okay, I hope so. I hope you're right. And what are the chances of Brentford getting relegated this season, do you think? Do you think they're anywhere near the favourites?
I don't think
another good season?
I don't think the favourites, but I think they'll be in the battle. Like, you know, that 5-6 teams that are normally there, whereabouts. I think they'll be in that, but I don't think they're favourites by any means. I think Forest, Fulham, and Bournemouth, I think they're the favourites to go back down.
Yeah.
And I think Everton, Brentford, and Leeds would be the other ones that I read about might go there. Maybe Southampton as well. You could chuck in there as well. But yeah, I think that would be
throw Southampton in there.
The battle for the relegation.
What about yourself, Dan?
Brentford, actually, they have the ability. They have the players who can still keep them above relegation zone. So I think they will be somewhere around 15 to 17, somewhere in the middle of.
Okay. I think if Damsgaard hits the ground running and has a similar effect to how Eriksen did, they'll stay up. I think they'll be all right. Because they've got good players. They've got like Norgard, Ivan Toney, and as a team they play really well. So I think they'll be able to stay up personally. Let's do predicted 11s then. I'll do mine very quickly as always first, and then I'll ask you two for yours. I'm going to go with David De Gea in net, Dalot. I might switch it up last minute. I might do something a bit. I don't know. No, I'll stick with this one. I was going to put Lisandro into midfield, but I'll stick with this. Dalot, Maguire, Lisandro, and Malacia, I think will be the back line. I think we'll see a midfield of Eriksen, Fred, and Donny van de Beek. That's how I think it's going to go. And then I think Sancho, Ronaldo, and Rashford will be up top tomorrow. Dan, do you want to give me yours?
Yeah, I think the back four and the back five will be the same as you mentioned. De Gea, Dalot, Maguire, Martinez. I don't think Maguire and Martinez have done anything wrong to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I think Malacia will start as compared to Luke Shaw, but still I'm like 51%. Still, Ten Hag will go with Luke Shaw, but I want Malacia to start. In the midfield, I think it will be Fred and Eriksen in the mid two pivot, and ahead of them will be Bruno, and on the top three will be the same as you mentioned, Sancho, Ronaldo, and Rashford.
I just realised I dropped Bruno out of my team. That's a big call. Because he had a stinker, absolute stinker against Brighton. Sam, do you want to give me yours? And people in the chat as well, drop your predicted 11s. Let us know who you think is going to start against Brentford.
I think same back five as you lot. De Gea, Dallo, Martinez, Maguire, and Malacia. Or Malacia. I get that wrong every time. I don't know which one it is. Yeah. Mick Fred, because it's going to be Bruno, Ronaldo, Sancho, Rashford. And I'm not happy about it.
Who would you drop out of that team?
Oh God, where do I start?
Everyone.
The main ones, let's say. Let's not go
I drop Maguire, get Varane. I drop both Fred and McTominay. I'd play Donny, Garner, and Eriksen. I drop Bruno. I wouldn't drop Bruno. I'll put him out on the left. Drop Rashford, Ronaldo, and then keep Sancho. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would play if I was in charge.
Score predictions and goal scorers. Dan, do you want to start us off? Mystic Dan.
I think it will be 2-1 United. Ronaldo.
He's going for a win. He's going for a win.
Foolish.
Yeah. So I think Ronaldo will score and Sancho will score. From Brentford, Tony will score.
Okay, Donny van der Beek getting on the score sheet. That's going to be a perfect debut, isn't it? Especially if Ronaldo scores as well. Dan's having a party. Sam, do you want to give me yours?
2-1 Brentford.
God.
Sorry, mate.
2-1. Go. Who's the goal scorers? Go on.
Tony gets one. Damsgaard, that new lad for Brentford, and then Ronaldo gets one.
2-1 to Brentford, Sam thinks. Yeah. Oh, get your score predictions in as well, guys. Who you think's going to score? How you see the results going tomorrow? I'm going to go with... I don't know. I'm going to be optimistic. I'll say we'll win 2-1. I think we're going to win. I think Ronaldo's going to have a massive impact on it. If he starts, and if Donny starts, and Malacia starts, I think we'll win. If he goes with McFred again, and we've got a false 9, just fucking call it a day before you even watch the game. Call it a day.
If that's the team lineup the hour before I think we might as well cancel the watch along because it's not going to be good. Yeah. It's not going to be fucking good.
Video. We'll pre-record a 10-minute video saying, right, guys, same lineup as last week. Pointless going on a watch along. We're not going to do it. Yeah.
I'm not subjecting myself to it. Shireyas in the chat, 1-0 to Brentford. He's saying a loss as well.
Brentford. Oh, God.
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
We are away, right? We are playing away.
Correct.
And also touching upon one of the stats from Brentford from the last game, I know that Leicester City are not doing that great, but the players they have are not that much bad. They are good players, decent players. And if you see the pass accuracy of all the midfielders from Brentford in the last game, they all had 90+.
Yeah, they've got better midfielders than us, Dan. Legit.
I mean, there's 19 other teams that have got better midfielders than us at this point, isn't there?
So, if you actually watch let's say we had a midfielder, Norgard, Eriksen, and Donny, let's say, for example, they would keep the ball so much better than McTominay and Fred. So much better. But I actually like Norgard as a player.
It'd be interesting to go through the teams and then find a team that doesn't have a better midfield than us, because I think there's like two teams maybe that have not got better midfield. Yeah, because
even Fulham's midfield against Liverpool looked better than us. Yeah, genuinely, and they had Andreas Pereira in the fucking midfield.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So and
it's not like they are playing against a very weak midfielders. They played against Ndidi and Tielemans. Brentford.
Yeah,
so
very good point.
If Sam's prediction is right and McFred starts, then you cannot imagine.
Yeah, I mean Bournemouth had bloody Pearson and Billing in their midfield. That's got to be worse than McTominay and Fred, on it.
Yeah, that might be.
That's worse. But there's only a couple. It's literally a small pool of players that are worse than them. Sorry. Any final thoughts, guys, before we head off on the game in particular?
Ten Hag, please surprise me and pick a different team to the one I've just predicted that you'll pick. Please do something and just surprise me, because if I see that team at what time do we kick off? 5 o'clock.
5:30.
5:30. So if I see that team at 4:30, I might not watch the game, because I don't know if I could subject myself to 90 minutes of what I've just watched at Brighton, because that was diabolical. I can't do 90 minutes of that and then come on here and be objective about it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to come on here and be absolutely pissed and just start ranting and raving, and that's not good content for anybody. So I hope Ten Hag surprises me.
Well, I don't know. It might be.
Maybe if it gets onto something political, like, I'm normally quite good on that. But yeah, I want to be surprised. I want to see something different, because if this is going to be the trend from Brighton, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough season.
Agreed. Dan, any final thoughts?
Thought is I don't want to see McFred starting again. I think even Glazers will be praying about that.
Power to that, brother. All the fan base just heard that, and he was like, in Hunger Games when they all go like that. Yeah, everyone's with you on that. Everyone's with you. Oh God, cannot imagine anything worse.
Yeah, I think we can get the win tomorrow.
Okay. I like it, Dan. You're bringing the positivity. We've got yin and yang here. Bit of difference. I'll end my final thoughts with, if we lose tomorrow, that Liverpool game, there's going to be absolute smoke. I'm telling you right now that the fan base is so unhappy right now.
There's already a protest. There's already a protest.
But if we lose to Brentford, I don't know what. It's going to be World War III at Old Trafford. I promise you that. So look out! Result.
Look out for another Liverpool game getting cancelled.
Yeah, probably. So the match is live tomorrow, guys. Kickoff is 5:30, and of course we'll be live with the team news about 45 minutes beforehand. So make sure you click that notification bell so it will remind you. Sometimes I forget myself with YouTube and stuff. So click that notification bell, like the video, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to push towards 400 subs now, so that'd be incredible if we can do that, and only you guys have the power to do that. Also, follow the socials below for regular transfer updates from Dan himself, who runs a Twitter. Literally 5, 10, 15-minute updates on United, so if you want to keep up to date, head over there. You've got content schedules and weekly lives on Instagram, which me, Dan, and Sam again do every single Monday. You've got clips on TikTok from shows, funny clips, some posts about the Glazers, loads of stuff.
Go check out the Shirayas Barata clip. It seems to be going down very, very well on Instagram. People are liking that, so go check that out. It's quite funny.
Definitely. And yeah, I think that's everything. So thank you, Dan, for your analysis. Really appreciate it. I hope Ronaldo starts for you tomorrow and starts for the team, and Donny van der Beek as well. I'm with you on that. And Sam, thank you again for your time. I hope you enjoyed tonight, because you're off out, aren't you? I believe.
I mean, I need to drown my sorrows before the game tomorrow, so just to pre-prep myself, because it's not going to be
quite literally pre-drinking.
Pre-drinking 6 hours before.
Yeah, have a good night, guys. We'll see you for the watch along tomorrow. Take care. Love yous all. Peace.
Cheers.